In a certain question, he might be asking for the sum of solutions. And the sum of solutions, if let's say sum in math means addition, so if you have x squared minus 2x minus 15 is equal to 0, and I got my two brackets to be x minus 5 and x plus 3 equals 0, so I can get my answers to be 5 and negative 3. And if I want the sum of these solutions, I just add both answers, I'm gonna get 2, right? So this is one way to do it, but let's figure out a shortcut to do the sum of solutions. Again, it all has to go back to the quadratic formula. So the quadratic formula says that the two solutions is one time negative b plus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. And the other time it's going to be negative b minus root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So if these are your two solutions, then if you add these two, you're going to get the sum of solutions. Since they both have the same denominator, so if this is 2a and this is 2a, so this is going to all be over 2a. And then you add the numerator. So negative b plus negative b is going to be negative 2b. And positive the root and negative the root, this cancels out. So you're going to end up just with negative 2b over 2a, which you can even cancel the 2 with the 2 to get negative b over a. And this is what we want to focus on. If the question is asking for the sum of solution, you don't actually need to get both solutions in order to get their sum, because we just proved that the sum is always going to be negative b over a. So applying that to this question, if your b is negative 2 and your a is 1, remember that the b is just the number beside the x and the a is the number beside the x squared. So you're going to get 2 over 1, which is 2. So you got the same answer in a much faster way. Now, with the same logic, we can talk about the product of solutions, right? So let's see how do we get the product of solutions. So product is, again, you multiply, right? So if these are, again, my solutions, and you multiply them together, again, this will be a little bit more advanced mathematically to do, but you just need the final form. If you're multiplying fractions, so you multiply the numerators and the denominators together. So you're going to end up with negative b times negative b is b squared. Negative b times negative the root is positive b multiplied by the root. And positive the root multiplied by negative b is negative b multiplied by the root. And finally, the root multiplied by the root can cancel out. So you're going to get this term, which you can remove the bracket and distribute the negative on both just to make this positive and this to be negative, right? Over 2a multiplied by 2a is going to be 4a squared. So now let's simplify. You have here positive b times the root, negative b times the root, they cancel out. B squared, and we said this is going to be negative b squared, so they cancel out. So you're just going to end up with 4ac over 4a squared. But also the 4 cancels the 4, and the a cancels the square. So this is what I want you to know, that the product of solutions is simply c over a. So if we take an example, so if you have, let's take the same example we did, which we found out that the solutions are x equal 5 and x equal negative 3. So the product of these two is negative 15. But using our rule, we could have gotten the product of solution by simply, so the product is simply c, which is negative 15, over a, which is 1. So this definitely serves as a shortcut. So you don't need to actually solve the equation and get the solutions for you to get either the sum or the product of the solutions.